It's a Chief Bonding with Board Games and RPGs, and we're back into, if I can get it, Blade Runner, but I'm using the Mythic Mystery and the Mythic Emulator system in order to run this Blade Runner mystery. So where are we picking up? Hack, by the way, I've got the boonie hat back on. Hack has gone to his favorite noodles place, the place where he got into the danger where he used the sap for the very first time. He's back there, he's ordered, and we left it that he's just had a conversation with Love at the Wallace Corporation, which is almost complete, and she's told him that Dr. Edivane, he calls Clovis, who he's learned was working on deep fakes, so androids that would be able to impersonate maybe high leadership positions or whatnot, that the Wallace Corporation has hired Dr. Edivane, or Clovis. Now, Love has stated that they hired him for his skill and was no bones about it, said they would never try to make an android look like a person, because why hide perfection, which I thought worked out nice. And then we came up with some odd things on what happened next, and it was that Clovis was had an imitation tactic. Well, for me, that was he's made his own deep fake, and I thought, who would that be? Someone that would work with Hack, and I thought it would be Clovis's wife or ex-wife. Hack's already met her and learned the information about her, and in a sick way, I think Dr. Edivane or Clovis, if he was going to make a deep fake of someone, I think it would be his ex-wife. This seems like a rather weak man. I think he's living through his copies, and to have a copy of his wife that would do what he told her to do fits, I think, what Clovis is about. But we're doing the fate system, so as much as I think that makes sense, we still got to ask the Oracle here. I think it's a near sure thing, so I'm going to weight it that way. I think that makes sense. That feels like what this dirty Clovis would do, this dirty doctor. So 90 or less is a yes, but if we're above that, it means we'll have a no, and we've got a 46. So yes, I think Hack is sitting there. I think he's enjoying his noodles. I think he's got his flask out. And the flask, of course, I'm showing it on the screen now. We know from prior episodes that kind of when he's in a contemplative mood, he'll just kind of rub the front cover of that Bronco that's on that flask. And I see him taking a tug of the whiskey inside now and then. And all of a sudden across from him, he sees Clovis's ex. Last time he saw her, he had knocked out her boyfriend and kind of threatened her. So I think it's raining and she doesn't have an umbrella and she's wet. And I think even looks a little sultry and attractive. Her clothes are clinging a little bit to her body. I'm sure this is intentional by her standard. Now, I don't think Hack recognizes her as anything other than who she appears to be at this point in time, but it definitely seems odd. So I think it's going to be impossible. Now let's go for no way. That gives him 15% chance. I think it's, does he recognize her as an android right away? I think it's no way, so we would need a 15 or less for that to be a yes. Don't fall off. Good. 40 even. So no, he doesn't recognize her as an android. I think she seems a little desperate and scared. So I think he offers her up like a little bit of his whiskey. And she nods and comes around and the booth and ends up taking a seat next to him. And he orders some noodles for her, and he hands her the flask, and she takes a swig from it and kind of looks at the Bronco image and perplexed just kind of questioningly looks at Hack and he says, "Ah, an old heirloom from the family. Why have you come looking for me?" So again, he hasn't recognized her as the android yet. So what would be her response? Why has she come looking for him? Obviously, we know what's going on. Hack does not. So what would her story be, her cover story? 8. Her cover story is going to have something to do with a pose. Okay. So, of course, we think Clovis has sent her after Hack to get Hack out of the picture. 88. Illusions. Oppose illusions. And so what is the illusion? She's the illusion. And, but she's been sent. Let's do one more. I don't know if that tells me enough. Oppose illusions. 46. 46 is develop. Develop 7. Develop allies. Huh. Well, that's enough. So she says, Hack, you told me I could get with you. I did not think it was going to be this soon. And she seems desperate and scared. And she says, whatever you did, Clovis has people that are looking for me as we speak. If he can shut me down permanently, he can protect himself. I need your help. And so we've set up this false damsel in distress. But I don't think Hack, does he see through it? Again, I think no way at this point in time does he see through this. This seems to make sense that he's poked the hornet's nest and now, chaos is starting to spill out. 59, no, he's still buying in. And he says, what threats could he pose to you now? You've already told me everything I need to know. I have enough. And I think the Wallace Corporation has enough. I think you're about as safe as you could be. You don't know him like I do. From just spite, he will punish me. He will make me pay. He's not a kind man. And what's weird here is, even from the android's perspective, this is true. And it rings true. There's no need to roll for it. It looks and feels authentic, even though she is a deep fake. So my belief here is that she actually wants to get him away from the public area so that she can kill him. She can take out Hack and Clovis's problems, maybe go away. So I think she's going to use her allure. And she tells Hack, I don't want to talk here. There's too much danger. Can we go back to your place? 50-50. I think Hack would not want to bring her back to the penthouse suite that he's in. But 50-50. 3. So that's not only yes, that's an extreme yes. Huh. Okay. So the only thing I'm thinking of, we already know Hack's commitment to his wife, so the only thing it tells me is he's either using her as some form of bait or more information he could get, or he thinks there's something up. Huh. Okay. So that's an extreme yes. So he says, yeah, I live just down the way. They head to his elevator. He walks through. The doorman kind of notices him, a little bit surprised. He's with the sultry lady, and in the elevator, and up they go into the gorgeous suite, the floor below, I guess, the penthouse, because his fancy place that he's living in is way above his salary, but he has a benefactor. So immediately she's like, wow, This is impressive. Now, I think she's going to go for straight seduction. And looking at, but why? She could kill him now. So what, I guess maybe she might want to know what he knows. So Clovis is aware. So I guess the question is, does she go to seduction? We'll do just 50-50. I just want to know. 94, so that is a no. Matter of fact, yeah, that's an extreme no. 91 or above, so not seduction. Well, that's easy. I think she just immediately, as soon as they get into his fancy digs, his suite, she immediately attacks him. Yeah, and it's hand-to-hand with him at quite the disadvantage. So I think he must see something coming at the last second. Now, the only thing he does have that'll help him in close combat, because of strength, he's older, he's got a D6, and he also, for close combat, has a D6, but because he has the sap, he gets to upgrade that to a D10. I think to see if he even gets to bring the sap out at all, we're going to have to go with an observation. So his intelligence is A, so he gets a 12-sided die, and his observation is also A. So we have two 12-sided die. So they get into the penthouse suite, or the floor right below it, and obviously there is an attack move. But his observation is high level, and his intelligence is high level. So we're looking for a single success, 6 or better, and anything above that means we'll get some other advantages if we can do it. Ooh, we got an 11 and a 2, 2 successes. So sure enough, right as I think she's going to strike him from behind, he's leading off of the elevator. He catches her threatening move that would be like Love's, what was it? It was a strike to the corner's neck or something where she killed him right off. It's one of those, but his observation skill in this mirror, he picks up that she's getting ready to do that. Quite surprising. And he's able to slip that shot, pull the sap. Would he try the sap, or would he go to the gun? Oh boy. Does he know from just the moves? He's got to. Yeah, I think he's got to know. And he's got 2 successes. So this is not like this is an android type move that he sees. So I think he's going straight for his blaster. His firearm skill is an A, so a 12-sided die. But only a C, so only a 6-sided die. Nope, sorry, an 8-sided die with that. So he's dodged that first strike, and he's immediately going to try and shoot this android. So does he get a success? 2-5. He doesn't. So there's no ones here are unicorns, so he can push it, but if he gets one, he's going to take a stress. And of course, I've got to push both of these, but that means if I get any ones on this, he's going to take some stress. But we're going to push this. He's going to do max exertion. Oh, we got a 7, so we get 1 success, but we also get a 1. So he's picked up a stress. Let me mark this. Man, he picked up the stress on the 12-sided die too. So 1 stress, which we'll record, but he also gets 1 success. Interesting. So Hack carries that PK-D, which is a 44 caliber with a 222 and a stun thing and all this. But that first shot that he had to press took a little bit of stress even, fires and does 1 damage. And I don't think it's going to be, well, I know it wasn't a critical hit. But he's now wounded what's clearly a replicant trying to take him out. And it was not a one-shot, one-kill. So I think the replicant is going to strike back. I want to go with just using the mythic percentile system just to see like the strike. She misses that first killing strike. He sees it, gets a shot off, hits, but I think he's going to take a blow as well. So first of all, does he take a blow? I'm just going to go 50-50. Maybe he dodges it. 80. Interesting. He does not. So that's a no. So his shot kind of knocks the replicant down. And of course, he's going to take an immediate second shot. He's now flipped the tables. He knows he's dealing with a replicant. And hopefully we can get a critical hit this time and maybe end this replicant deep fake. 2-3. So we're going to have to push it again. My goodness. Come on. What kind of stress are we dealing with here? A miss and a 1. So I'm taking another stress. This isn't good at all, although he was pretty good on his stress. He's still got 4 slots open before we would have to deal with a critical. But he's fired and he misses. And what I see is this replicant kind of skittering around a corner. He's going to, he's going to approach coming around the corner. And I imagine, I think the replicant would throw something at him or just attack him. Let's go with, I think, 50-50. So if it's below 50, it's a yes. Wow, 86. I was going to say throw something. So no, it's not a throw. It's going to be some kind of physical attack. So as he comes around the corner, I think the replicant surprises him and attacks him with close combat. And the strength is going to be high with this replicant. I believe it's going to be 12-sided dice, both close combat-wise and in regards to the strength. So Hack is facing a major problem here. He could even get a critical injury here and be dead. Ooh, we have 2 8s. So it is a critical hit. Wow, we're going to have to go to the book and see what this is. All right, so we're going to come in. That's going to be 2 damage to Hack, which means he's only got 2 left. But we have a possible, we have a crit here. Whoops, I rolled 2, but I got a 4 and an 8. Reroll. A 3. Woohoo! Broken fingers. All right, so disadvantage, firearm on hand. Oh, interesting. So, is it on his gun hand? I don't think so. But he's got broken fingers on his weak hand. Now it feels like the movie. So as they come in, I think she strikes at him and he puts his hand up to block it and just crushes his fingers on his hand. Now he's clearly in big, big trouble at this point in time. But she's rolling 2 12s and he's rolling a 12 and an 8. So the odds are against him here on winning this fight. I think the only things that could, his benefactor could show up. That would be interesting if he's there. Let's see if that happens, because that could definitely be something that could weigh. 50-50, does his benefactor show up out of nowhere? 23, he does. So with the gunfire and the breaking and fighting of everything, I think the benefactor, Luno. So Luno has heard this. He's the multi-billionaire, runs some kind of business industry. He's heard the fighting going on downstairs. I think he would be armed as well. Matter of fact, he has the brand new handgun, the newest model. So he takes a shot, and it's not going to be an opposed roll because no one even knows he's there. But he's going to get a free shot with the PKD FKM 890 photos up on the screen. I'm going to give him an 8 and a 12, same thing that Hack's getting. He's trained, he knows, he's got a dead eye shot on the android right after the attack that has broken Hack's fingers. So we'll see one, is there a hit? It's a possible crit here as well. A 1 and a 2. So we've got to do a push. 6. So there's a single hit to the android. So now there's 2 hits to the android. It's got doubles coming at it, and I think that's it. There's no critical die in this case because I would have needed 2 hits, but that has knocked back, it's a sonic weapon, and it's knocked back the android. So with that, I think Hack takes yet another shot. There we go. We got a 1 and an 11 for 2 hits. Now, he's not going to push it. Obviously, you can't push the... Well, I could push it, but the 1 can't be re-rolled, and I already got my hits. So that is a critical for Hack. So not only does it do 2 more damage, taking us to a total of 4, but using that 44 special, he gets to roll a d12 on that critical. And it is piercing. And that can take it all the way to the top. So if we can get a 12 here, it'll be a shattered head. A 3. Pierced eye. Wow. That's not good. It's not lethal. Let's see. Disadvantage to firearms and observation. Well, there is no firearms going on here. So he shoots and boom, takes out the 1 eye. Goodness. Interesting. Does she flee at this point in time? I don't think so. I think she's going to come at him again, and I think Luno's going to fire again with his weapon from that elevated staircase is where he was firing from. So I think now they're from different angles and they're able to team up. However, if he doesn't put some kind of serious injury on her, because that's 4 wounds, I believe she's got 8. We're going to go with 8. So they're going to have to hit her. She's going to be sprinting right back at Hack. This is a full kill mission. But Luno, from his elevated spot, fires his sonic weapon again. And he does have, there's some other aspect. I'm not as familiar with this weapon. He could do a sonic blast instead of a sonic round. Well, yeah. Okay, now there's a distance between them. I like it. I think the sonic blast, semi-auto sonic fire, the hammerless resolve need to be cocked. Okay. Well, either way, it's going to do 2 damage, and it has a crit of a D10. So we're going to try that. We're going to see, he's going to do a sonic blast. Now that he's got some room, she's a little bit further away from Hack. Makes sense. He's got to still get a hit, hopefully a crit. He's got 1 hit. It's going to do 2 damage, but she's charging at Hack. He's going to roll this again, try to get that crit. 3 does not. He pushed it, but he'll do 2 more damage. But she's going to close in with her damaged eye and go hand-to-hand with Hack. So, can she damage Hack on this strike right here? She's closed in with him. She's got a double 1s. 2 unicorns. Look at this. You got to be kidding me. That is interesting. So as she closes in, I think he moves to the side of that damaged eye and just shoves her right on by. It's not a strength move, but let's see if he could pull that off. That would be more of a mobility. I don't know. Is it mobility? I just think that's it. With that double 1, she can't push it. That's going to be a miss. So with the story, he just steps to that blind eye and shoves her right on by. and as she goes by, he takes another shot with his pistol. So he can do 2 damage. We'll flip back. This flipping back and forth is interesting. Yeah, so he'll do 2 damage with a crit of a 12. He can get doubles. 4 and a 1. Still can't push anything. Well, he can push it. He doesn't get a hit, but he takes yet another stress. Goodness. I think he misses that shot as she goes by. Luno's going to take his, and again, he is firing his sonic round, which will do 2 damage. That'll be enough to take her out. So he's shoved her on by. He needs to get a hit. He's got a 4 and a 7. He's got 1 hit. He'll push it. He doesn't need to, though. 5. And boom, that sonic blast comes in. Not a critical, but he puts 2 more rounds and drops the android. Those double ones saved the day. I thought Hack was gone. He's got his broken fingers. He's going to need to rest here. He's got 3 stress on him. Interesting. Wow. Huh. So I think Luno says, Hack, I said you could bring guests, but I didn't know you were going to bring androids back. I think Hack holds up his fingers. Yeah, wasn't thinking too clearly on this one, was I? No, plainly not. Let me get a crew up here to take care of you and clean up a little bit. And Luno goes back upstairs. I picture him wearing like this dark robe kind of attire, and he goes right back upstairs, and we'll have medical personnel coming in and bandaging up the broken fingers. There's a coroner crew that is taking care of the android, which looks just like Mrs. Clovis or Edivane. And I think Hack says, he tells whatever units arrive on scene, hey, have a unit go by and actually check on Mrs. Edivane and make sure she's still with the living. And we may even put a watch on her place. So that's good. I think we'll pause there. So Luno saved the day. Makes sense. He's in. I like the observation of seeing that death blow that was coming, him making the move, the battle going on. Now, per the rules, usually these would be opposed rolls, and the winner would end up doing the damage to the opponent. So they would be kind of done in that way. So I've fudged a little bit on the rules, but I think it worked. I think that first surprise that he saw it coming, he gets a shot off, and then the beats that come. But if you're particular for following the rules exactly, this show is not going to do that for you. But I think that worked. That was interesting. And in the next episode, it's time to go find Clovis. Clearly, Clovis is sick. He's made a deep fake of his ex-wife. Wow. And sent her as an assassin to get rid of Hack. Hack's a little pissed. I think Luno says, thanks for the excitement, Hack. This is why I keep you around. Get some sleep. So I think before he goes out, he's going to take some rest. He's been up for a while. He picked up some stress from this attack. He's been bandaged up on his fingers. I'll figure that out on the sheet, see what comes off. I know we can clear some stress, and maybe we can fix some of the damage to the fingers, but I will check the rules and make sure. Again, it's Chief bonding with board games and RPGs. If you're enjoying the Blade Runner episodes from Free League, please give it a thumb and subscribe. I feel like we're coming to the end here. I still, as Hack, want to find Tyson Finn. And I still don't know if I will retire Tyson. I'm not an Android fan, speaking as Hack. Matter of fact, one just tried to kill me. And I'm inherently distrustful of these androids. For good reason. Chief, bonding with board games and RPGs. See you guys. Bye.